black. They accuse you of doing something just because of just because you're Israel. You know? Just because he wants us to go off that badly. That's the nature of Esau Edom. And he can't sleep unless he has done some kind of wickedness.
The book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 21 and verse 2. Flee from sin as from the face of a serpent, for if thou comest too near it, it will bite thee.
So, and I think it's gonna go into that, you know, flee from it. That's more on separation and division. You know, why would you want to be? Why would you, if you know that snakes are venomous and poisonous, and yet you're going to treat them like they can be domesticated pets? Then why would anyone feel bad for you when you actually get bit? You know, Esau's always talking about nature is cruel, nature this, nature that, and that's how things are. But you go against that, you're a hypocrite. Because of everything that you do in zoos, you hunt endangered animals, and you do all kinds of things that are unnatural to the cycle of life. You know? So flee from all manner of evil.
Don't put yourself in a position to sin. Like don't fuck yeah. Just don't like don't go say, oh, I'm gonna go check out a bar or whatever. Don't just avoid wickedness altogether.
Not like the Israelites that go and teach at these rallies or protests that they have no business going to. That's off. You're subjecting yourself to that wicked environment. You know that's going to be nothing but folly there.
For if thou comest too near it, it will bite thee. The teeth thereof are as the teeth of a lion slaying the souls of men.
And that's ultimately what sin leads to. You know, death.
The book of Sirach 26, it's like the book of Sirach chapter 19 verse 26. There is a wicked man that hangeth down his head, sadly, but inwardly he is full of deceit. Casting down his...
Even in his appearance, he can deceive. Edomites always come up and act friendly, but really they're here just to take away from the word.
That's a lot of slaves, man. It's not your version. That's a lot of slaves, man.
A whole crew waiting to go into captivity. And the way they're organized in those groups is how they're going to have shackles on their legs, bound together. That's spiritual.
Pick one, get the shit.
You better walk in formation too.
Esau's ready. Esau's subconsciously ready to go into slavery.
They're enjoying it now. It's crazy.
The book of Sirach 19 and 26, there is a wicked man that hangeth down his head, sadly, but inwardly he is full of deceit, casting down his countenance and making as if he heard not. Where he is not known, he will do thee a mischief before thou be aware.
He wants to catch us off guard. He wants to catch us unaware. Because that's the most effective that you can it's a preemptive strike. They teach you that in the military, in the art of war. Preemptivity. That's how he wants to catch us in sin. That's how he wants to catch us when he wants to sin against us, when he wants to be violent against us and put us to death. That's ultimately what he does. You know? But too bad for him, the scriptures have him all figured out. YAHAWASHI is giving us the blueprint. You know?
This is the Esau searched up. Why he has made Esau a bear. See?
We're not ignorant of his devices.
You know? God. Verse 28, and if for want of power he be hindered from sinning, yet when he findeth opportunity, he will do evil.
So even if he takes a little, he'll go a little period of time not doing anything, but he'll take any opportunity. He'll plan out his sins. You know, he wants any opportunity to go off.
Well, he's an opportunist. Like even when he's not, even when he's not ready, he's still ready to, pounce on any opportunity that you give him.
He'll even make himself look stupid. That's what these them so-called Karens are doing. They'll make themselves look stupid on the internet in front of millions just to do wickedness. Making memes out of the Karens holding the phone, how dumb they look, and they don't even care. They just want to do wickedness against the children of Israel.
The book of Sirach 12 and 16, an enemy speaking sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagines how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
Crocodile tears and a forked tongue. You know? All of that goes into being a devil, which is a deceiver, which is exactly what Esau Edom is. He fits the description to a T. You know? That's exactly what the image of so-called white Jesus is. That iconoclasm is to deceive you. It's to further push white supremacy, so-called white supremacy.
That's right. We said to back you up, huh? The book of Proverbs 14 and 8, the wisdom of the prudent is to understand his way, but the folly of fools is deceit.
Deceit.
His own folly will cast him down, man. His own folly will be made a snare unto him. See? He is a fool. Any man that doesn't acknowledge the Most High is a fool, man. You see? And that's why you have to be brought into slavery, because you're not fit to judge, man. Brothers have precepts?
This is Job chapter 20, verse
5.
4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite?
As the brother brought out earlier, the things were in the foretime. You see, the things were in the foretime. Instructed us, showed us that wickedness has falls, man. All these other empires fell, man. The pride of the Egyptian was cast down. You see, the Babylonians, the Greeks, the Romans. You see, all these empires fell, man. You see, the triumphing of the wicked is yet but for a moment. And that speaks of this current system, man. It's going to, right now, it is crumbling, man. The reason why you have a mask on your face is because this kingdom, this queendom, is crumbling, man.
And those stimulus checks is just bribery to get you on board with the system. He says, wear a mask, take my vaccine, and I'll give you money. I'll give you those gifts, those bribes. And all Jake wants is the carnal side of things. So he's gonna fall into that snare. That's a trap.
Woe unto him that trusted in Egypt. You can't go around the scriptures, man. Everything is written already by YAHAWAH and YAHAWASHI. You just got men wearing purses, man. What's going on? See? It's madness, man. That's a man trusting in Egypt. Because you wasn't wearing this 10 years ago. See, the so-called white man creates a nigger, man. The so-called white man creates a bugged out nigger with colorful hair, man. And you have a purse.
The cost is 6'9".
Yeah. You might have a gun in there, man. Who knows? You know? He's strapped.
Jake will be a faggot, and yet he'll still be ready to kill his brother.
Yeah. He'll still clean bodies and rap about how many, but yet he sleeps with men. How bugged out is this world? That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Double-mindedness.
Yeah. You said double-minded man shot. He's unstable in all his ways. You were saying, I lost my train of thought.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, And a gift destroys the heart. That's the bribery. A gift that destroys the heart, that's the bribery. The bribery will make you fall into believing your enemy.
It destroys your heart, which is your mind. It'll make you go mad. Mad meaning crazy. You know, this oppression has subjected our people to so much wickedness, to so much evil. Now they're suffering from Stockholm syndrome, cognitive dissonance, you know, homosexuality, transsexuality, you know, all these confusion.
The characteristics of Esau.
We're becoming emulations of Esau.
Oh, the scriptures say our people has done worse than the enemy, man. That's why it says that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High, at the sanctuary. Man, begin at my sanctuary. Ezekiel 94. See, going back to the topic, brother was reading how the triumphing of the wicked is yet but for a moment. See, because this system is on life support, man. See, it's on life support, man. You got a mask on, man, it's to support. You know, you got the stimulus check, life support. Vaccine, life support, man. These are signs of this system being through, man.
He's supposed to do everything he can to keep it going.
Go on.
The triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Yet he shall perish forever.
Yeah, he shall perish forever. Go on.
Like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he?
Yeah, oh yeah, God.
He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. Like how you have dreams, you wake up and you don't remember not even 1 second. You know? That's how it's going to be for Esau and his wicked kingdom. It's going to, like, we're not even going to remember these days. You know? The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. His children shall seek to please the poor.
Who's the poor? The Israelites are considered as the poor. You're the lowly. The elect.
And his hands shall restore their goods. His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth. Yet his meat in his bowels is turned, it is the gall of asps within him. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly. You know, everything Esau has stolen, everything Esau has taken, he thinks he's going to take it with him to the grave. No. During your lifetime, Esau, your kingdom is going to crumble. It's going to go from your, I believe there was a parable on different forms of minerals. It's in Revelation, but your stone or whatever your kingdom is made out of is going to turn into sand and flow from between your fingers. You know, that's how much it's going to crumble into pieces.
Let's say the kingdom. What was it made of? Iron and of clay. See, the kingdom divided cannot stand. See, and once again, speaking on the fragility, the instability of this kingdom.
He shall not see the rulers, or Salakia, he shall suck the poison of asps, the viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. That which he labored for shall he restore.
That which he labored for, that will he restore. Everything that he worked for, he's going to have to give it back. and then work, man. You gotta work.
Like you had us working in slavery day in and day out in the field. The same thing is going to come back onto you. Double. Non-stop.
Oh yeah, non-stop. Because it's an eternal kingdom. Yeah, for after 1,000 years, you're gonna be extinct. Get away with this.
That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. Because he hath oppressed, and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, he shall not save of that which he desires.
So the house that he didn't build, because this is not his land, it's not his territory. He stole this land. Well, every land that he dwells in is not his, man. Scriptures say the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. You see? But it also says that the thief coming not but for to kill, to steal, and to destroy. You see, the Edomites are known as the thief, man. Whatever they acquired, they didn't acquire it by righteousness, man. You can get that out of your mind, man. You acquired it by lying. It's two main characteristics, man. The deception and the sword. You see, if he can't deceive you with his lies, his words, he's gonna use his sword, man. And that's how he gets down, man. Plain and simple. Hey, listen, man. Just look his track record, man. Just look his track record. Look back in the history of the Edomites, which is the so-called white man. When has he sat down diplomatically and done contracts righteously, man?
They all resulted in lies and just a slaughter.
It says that every single covenant that he's made with the Native Americans, which are the Gadites, which are Israelites, he's broke every single one of them. And the scriptures can back that up, man. If you go to Isaiah 24, where it says he has broken every covenant.
You have to be insane to trust this man. That it's been done throughout history. The Greeks, the Romans, all of them have done that. It's not just during the transatlantic slave trade. He's been doing that since the beginning of time. He's been lying. He lied to the Most High as Cain through the spirit of reincarnation. You know? He's been a liar since the beginning. He's born a liar. They
born speaking lies. And that speaks, when it says born, it's talking about the Renaissance. See, if you go to the book of Revelation, chapter 20, it says that they were shackled they were bound for 1,000 years. And once they were let out for a little season, what did they do? They deceived the whole world. See, the so-called white man is the ultimate
You guys know
deceiver.
where Dutch love is? Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Bring it up.
Isaiah chapter 24, verse 5.
Bring it up.
The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burnt, and few men left.
Yeah, can't say broken the everlasting covenant. See, there's another scripture where it says he has broken Psalms 55 and 20. See, where it says he has broken every single covenant. Right, because his soul, the scriptures say that his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. It's not in his nature, in his natural capability to hold down contracts, to hold down agreements. He's a liar. He's meant to lie and to deceive you. And if he can't get his way, he's going to use his sword. He's going to try to slay you. Oh, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, and then will I seek to slay my brother Jacob? That didn't just leave, man. That's still ongoing. Esau is the progenitor of the Edomites. You see? Got it?
Psalms chapter 55, verse 20. he hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
See? Oh, weren't the Gadas, the Native American, welcoming unto the so-called white man, the Edomites? They welcomed them with open hands, man. You see? That speaks of the two different natures. There shall be two nations during that womb, two manner of people. Two manner of people, the Israelites and the Edomites.
Right.
Pertaining to the book of Genesis, chapter 25. You see? Go on.
He hath broken his covenant.
He has what?
He hath broken his covenant.
He has broken his covenant, man. You see? You can't sit down diplomatically. You can't sit down and build righteously with you. No, man, he's going to seek to deceive you, to slay you, man. That's why he has to be brought into slavery, man. What do you do? What do you do with somebody that can't hold this? What do you put him in a cage, man? And you put him to work.
Verse 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
Yeah, mischief is in his heart, man. He's seeking to slay you. He's seeking how he can throw you down, man, and take what's yours.
His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Yeah, that's why he gives you Christianity, man, because it's sweet to the ears. See? If it's not working, he'll throw you in jail and give you Islam. See? Yeah, Jake likes to hear sweet things, man. They don't want to hear the hard things. They don't want to find out how to adjust themselves, man, become better. You see, it's too much work for them. That's why the only reason for them to receive, man, is chastisement of the Lord or death. And that's how the Lord's going to get down, as we read earlier. You see, he's going to unleash his sword judgments by way of the famine, the sword, the pestilence, the wild beasts. Right? Because Jake doesn't want to hearken, but Jake wants to behave like the Edomites. Come on, wrap it up with that. You got something?
Job chapter 18, verse 5. Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down.
His own counsel shall cast him down. His own legislations, his own decrees, he's going to cast him down.
For he is cast into a net by his own feet.
Oh, yeah, come on, by his own feet. And the scriptures say the Lord will turn Egyptian against Egyptians. See, more people are going to realize that the people that are in power are not for them, they're against them. The wicked elites are selfish, man. They only think about their own family. Starting with the RAWCHAAs, you know, the Rockefellers, Vanderbilts, all these, the Jesuits, man. All these families. You see? The Lord's gonna cast them down, man. Mainly the Lord's gonna preserve them for slavery. They will be the first fruits of slavery, man. They're the slaves of YAHAWASHI.
And he walketh upon a snare. The jinn shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him.
Yeah, so YAHAWASHI is going to prevail against the nation of Edom. Continue to the book of Isaiah 63, Isaiah 34. People of my curse for judgment. See, the Lord's coming down to bring judgment upon the nation of Edom for their wicked endeavors, man.
The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. Terror shall make him afraid on every side.
Terror shall make him afraid on every side, man. And when he speaks about the time of Jacob's trouble, yes, it's going to be bad for the nation of Israel, for the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, but the Lord is going to bring forth his judgment upon these other nations too. He that devoured thee shall be devoured, man.
That's right.
And shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side.
Destruction shall be ready at his side. Be not afraid of the You're not afraid of setting fear, neither at the desolation of the wicked. This man is going down. You see, that's why it says, now it is high time to wake up out of sleep. Now is your salvation nearer than when you believe. Now is salvation nearer than when you believe. Now's the time to wake up. So you come back to your power. YAHAWASHI, believe on his name. Believe on the name of the Father Yahweh. Believe on the name of YAHAWASHI.
It shall devour the strength of his skin, even the firstborn of death shall be devoured. Shall devour his strength. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terror.
Woo! Shall bring him to the king of terrors. Who's that talking about? YAHAWAH and YAHAWASHI. And the Lord will be made known by the judgment which he executes.
It shall dwell in his tabernacle, because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. His roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street.
Shall have no name in the streets. You see? Because after it, well, he's going to be a bit, the Edomite man will be lower than a dog. That's how low he's going to be. See? The first shall be last, the last shall be first. Man. The Lord meant that. Those words are powerful. He's really going to be nothing. He shall have no name in the streets.
You're going to be nothing but a slave. Really?
What?
He shall be driven from light into darkness.
Yeah, shall be driven from light into darkness. Oh, that's why he's called Lucifer, the light bearer. You see, as he has the light, you see, because he has the wisdom, currently he has the wisdom, which ultimately YAHAWASHI has taken from him. You see, that's why they're confounded now. They don't know where to go, what to do. You see? But the Lord's gonna turn him from light into darkness, man. Very dark, man. Close your eyes, man. Close your eyes. It's dark, man. You see nothing. In the abyss, you see nothing, man. What?
And chased out of the world.
Yeah, chased out of the world.
He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwelling.
Yeah, the Lord's going to do a heavy massacre, man, a heavy sacrifice upon Basra, which is the capital of Edom.
They that come after him shall be astonished. Astounded at his day, as they that went before were affrighted. Surely such are the dwelling of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not Yahweh.
Well, that's the fool. The fool that knows not that there is no power. The fool said that there is no power, and that's talking about Esau, Edom. All right? You know how?
Matthew 24.
24 and 21.
Matthew 24 and 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time.
Yeah, going back to Jacob's trouble. Go on.
And except those days be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved.
Yeah, unless the Lord accelerate these days, man, no flesh will be saved. That's how bad it's going to be. Go on.
But for the elect's sake,
But for the elect's sake,
those days shall be shortened.
yeah, those days will be short, man. That's speaking of the mercy of YAHAWAH. You're going to slavery, man. Don't worry about it, man. We'll catch you in slavery. You gotta worry. Hey, sometimes I can't remember people's faces. So, brother, remember people's faces. You know? You're like, oh, yeah, you remember that? Okay. I trust, you know?
You were laughing at this. You were laughing now,
Yeah.
but in that day, man, we're gonna put you guys through hell. Laughing at us now, laughing at the Lord's chosen people. You guys are taking pleasure in putting our people through slavery and all this hell, man. We're gonna Abu Ratazah, man. We're gonna put hell on you, Edom.
Yeah, man.
It's Long overdue.
Con.
Long overdue. We could look. We back in the 50s, 60s. It wasn't that long ago. We look at accidentally make eye contact with an Edomite, and they'll lynch us.
Just 70 years ago, someone could be alive that was alive at that time.
Our grandparents went through this. Our parents went through this.
If you're old.
That's why the so-called white man, woman, and child is the damn devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
All Edomites are going into slavery.
That's right.
Come on.
The book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 6, seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
Recompense tribulation to those that trouble you. Esau, as well as all the heathen. You trouble us to no end, day in, day out. To this day, it hasn't stopped just because slavery was so-called abolished. You're still doing slavery in the prison systems. If you have a job, you're a slave. It's just another form. And he's created mental chains around in our people's minds with the image of white supremacy, Caesar Borgias, white Jesus. So it hasn't ended. It's gotten worse. And it's getting worse. That's why the Lord's going to come back with a mighty vengeance. He's very indignant for what you people have done to the children of Israel. The so-called white man has not gone through any of that. Those so-called Jews are not the real Jews. There are signs and wonders that tell you who the real children of Israel are.
To back you up, back the book of Revelation chapter 13 and verse 9.
Bring it out.
He that has an ear, let him hear. Slack him. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Bring it out.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
The saints are the children of Israel, the elect of Israel, waiting on this to happen. Waiting for us to be rewarded for enduring until the end. Waiting to see the fall of our enemies. That's what we're waiting. That's what the saints are waiting on. The saints aren't waiting on Jesus to come back and hug everyone and talk about love. No, we're waiting on the Lord to come back and put chains around you people's necks.
That's right. To back you up, the book of Revelation chapter 19 and verse 15.
Bring it out.
And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he shall smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treads the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the Almighty.
Come on. Hardcore bondage. An iron rod.
That's right.
All right. You guys use whip, we're going to use iron rods to the Spirit.
God. The book of Revelation chapter 2 and verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Power over the nations, not coexistence and unity.
God.
The Lord came to bring division and to give his saints power over all you heathens that don't want to fall in line and submit to YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father.
All your ideologies and your strongholds are going to be broken down to shivers, like a potter has power over clay. You have to be forced into submission. All right? It's not going to be, we're not going to make a peace treaty. We're not going to be here to talk. Through the Spirit of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI, he's going to grant us that power to force you to submit. That's what his saints are waiting on. In the humblest way possible, we want to be part of that elect. We want to be part of that number.
That's right.
That's allowed to be given this power. All right? Because there's nothing Nothing in this society is for us. We have nothing to look forward to here. We have to look forward to YAHAWASHI's promises. All right, and that's what you brothers need to come out here and teach and prophesy against this wicked kingdom. All right, that's what it's all about. Enduring until the end, so you can be saved. All right.
The book of Psalms chapter 2 and verse 6. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. The Lord has said unto me, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
That's a father to his children. All you have to do is ask, and we'll receive them. All right?
Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel.
Once again, dash them to pieces, forcing you into submission. And if you want to have pride against the men of the Lord, you'll be dashed to pieces, like it says. All right? So that any that should not follow the will and obey the commandments of the Lord shall be put to death. Thus saith Yahweh. All right?
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, and verse 16. And it reads, Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity.
Every one of them. You guys devoured us for centuries, for thousands of years. So you will be devoured in turn.
And they that spoil thee shall be spoiled, and all that prey upon thee will I give for prey.
All that prey upon us, that they prey upon the lowest of the low, the lowest people. They prey upon us. All right. So you have to be put as a prey.
That's right.
You're gonna reap what you sow.
That's right. The Lord is not mocked. The book of Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee.
So we didn't do these, we didn't commit these atrocities to these heathens. Esau did that to us. Moab, Ammon, Ishmael, Elam, all you nations did this to us. Wickedly, unjustifiably. All right?
Go back to that. Like the brother brought up, the Lord is the power of justice, man. See? Everything is in order. Go on. Bring it up.
Bring it out.
Verse 22 again. And except those days be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
Right. So right now it's about the elect, man. The Lord's only dealing with the remnant of Israel. With a remnant, the elect. The 1/3. Go on.
Verse 23. Then if any man shall say unto